Normally, I wait to do my introduction, but I'm just not going to wait. Today's gonna be a slightly less interesting day. Today we're fixing the Twitch token problem. That's right, chat. We're fixing both of my bots. Huh. That's interesting. All right. I just got a message from Sugar. She's trying to register her Rockstar account. Or their register account. Sorry. I'm really bad at remembering. Either way, they're trying to register their Rockstar Games account, but it's not working. One day I will remember. I'm so bad at that. Holy shit. Okay. I always get like super annoyed at myself when I use the wrong pronoun. I always see like I grew up right before like pronouns were a thing that were common to be aware of. So my brain is just not wired for it. um anyway, today we're fixing Coalescence and Aura. Both of them have errant Twitch authentication code. It doesn't work. I don't know why. Today we're gonna deep dive and try to figure out why my shit doesn't work. Probably gonna need to go to the bot namespace because that's where authentication is handled. I like how I call it the bot namespace. It's the bot library. I just call it the bot namespace because the namespace is just bot dot. Bot dot is a good name for it. But I'm not gonna change it because I'd have to change it across like 42 assemblies now. And that's too much. Actually, I suppose I don't even need to wait for the automatic ad to end. Most of the people who watch my channel are subscribed. Nearly all of... Actually, I would go so far as to say every regular is subscribed. Without exception. I don't need to be sitting here and waiting for the auto ad to end. We have like an extra like, what, 3 weeks? That everybody's subbed. What am I doing sitting here waiting for it to end? Yes, welcome, Goonlord. You want to help me figure out why my shit doesn't work? Gonna do some multiplayer development? Load into a Discord call and read documentation? Sounds riveting, right? Look at my absolutely awful authorization code or authentication code. Sorry. Why are you sending me news articles? I didn't ask for this. And now you won't even have the decency to open the fucking page. All right. I'm going to turn off all of your notifications now because I don't want your shit. Manage notifications. I do not care. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Weather news, sports. What? I guess it's like maybe games getting canceled or something. I don't really need lightning alerts. I'll leave government alerts on though. Probably useful. We have like a fire watch or something, fire warning. All right. I believe Lord Goon may have already departed. He strikes and then he disappears. He's like a ninja, except his hair isn't blue. All right. Let's see if I can do this without accidentally revealing my client's secret. The chances I'd say are about 8% of me not revealing my client's secret. But that's all right. All right. So let's open the Twitch developer reference, Twitch OAuth. What flow do I use? I think I use client credentials, right? No, because that's app access token. I think it's authorization code. What the hell is my code type? Call OAuth2 token grant type. Nope, that's the refresh. Where do I get the token? Huh? Okay, so hold on. Get access token. Sorry. There is a note in here that says that you are required to refresh your token every some amount of time. Otherwise, Twitch will invalidate your token. Like if you don't call like validate token, they'll delete your token. I don't know. Refreshing access tokens. Which I'm apparently doing incorrectly. The lifetime of an access token depends on how you acquired it. That is true. We are not actually keeping track of when our tokens expire. Um, um, all right. So we need to modify our infrastructure to react and call. So a lot of what we do is event subscriptions, though, which is the problem. Um, okay, so refresh tokens never expire, so we can use them to make a permanent. Well, they don't. Most of them don't expire. Sometimes only give you a month, but that should be long enough considering I stream every day. Um okay. So what is wrong with my app? So I'm getting 401 unauthorized in probably the Helix service. Um so I'm also doing a dumb token refresh system. So we need to take this out and start doing something a little bit more um sophisticated. So we're going to go into validate token. Let me get this on screen for you. If OBS would fucking run, it for some reason OBS is very resistant to doing the thing. Why is this not? Why am I not able to? Here we go. Okay, and then we click this button, and this button. We should be on screen. Hopefully. Yes. Okay. So this is my code for doing the access token validation. So we call auth.validate access token async. This is from TwitchLib. Auth can be null, so if auth is null, sorry, fucking. So because Fugi is set up, it keeps refreshing and trying to get a reference to my Discord account for my second Discord client, which it fails to because it can only be locked onto one Discord at once, and it's very annoying. They clearly never thought about somebody running more than one Discord client, and I wish they had. Anyway, so if auth is null, we need to log that critical the authorization, actually logger name. The authorization object was null. Cannot validate token. And then we will return null. God fucking damn it. Alright, I'm just gonna kill Discord canary. Boogie isn't even open and it is still fucking, it's still bothering me every 1 minute. Because if I grant it access, it's gonna disconnect my other one, which is just grand. So validate token doesn't actually validate the token. It refreshes the token. So I'm going to change this to validate and refresh token. I'm going to split it into 2 different places. I really can't, can I? Let's see. It really is a very messy thing. So if VR is null, we do all of this. What if VR does exist and says that it is expired? Did I refresh my Twitch token? What happens here? If invalid, a null response is returned. Okay. So it is expressly um set to be invalid is null. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to take this. Okay. So then we call refresh auth. Hmm. That's an issue. So it is set up that it gets the ID of the user from the OAuth token, which fails because the OAuth token is invalid. Which then means we can't refresh it. I didn't think about that. Okay, well, let's see. So if the token is valid, then we don't want to do anything. This validate and refresh token function might be called very often. Um, Actually, it shouldn't be. Um, the thing is, this function should be called only in response to getting a 401. And this is one of the major issues that we're gonna have is refreshing the token is gonna be a bitch. I think that Twitch Lab should be handling it. I don't know if it is because it's not. And in my experience, if the sentence starts with Twitch Lib should be, the answer is usually it is not. It is certainly one of the libraries of all time. It's just a little funny that a lot of the things I needed to do they've actually removed from the library. Give me 1 second. Okay. So what happens in refresh auth? We check to see that both the refresh token and access token are set. Upload a bunch of values to Twitch. Oh, wow. Why have I done it this way? All right. I mean, I think that this does work, but it's not an ideal way to get the item back. I should probably let's see. So we upload for a refresh and we get back access token, refresh token expires in the scope and the token type. It was a byte, all of its uploads. So I want a JSON object from this. I want to do it this way because it's a little bit nicer. This shit. I don't know why I explicitly delete these strings. I mean, I guess it's better to explicitly delete the authentication data. And this one is a byte array, so Okay. Okay. We want public event handler of string this token changed. Public static event handler access token changed. So here we change our access token. Okay. I'm not sure that this is a great idea in terms of security to have an event that just distributes your access token. Um, maybe I'll make it internal. Slightly better than it just being public, isn't it? Um, is there even a constructor for this? No. Um, public Twitch Helix connector. We want to do Twitch auth provider dot access token change plus equals um new access token. Okay. Then I want to do um the API dot settings dot access token equals Twitch auth provider dot access token. The API doesn't exist yet. Need to do that because that's done here. Actually, we want to do this after initialization because we don't want it to trigger first. Then we want to get rid of change access token. This doesn't actually use an access token. I don't think the IRC one does either. It does. So we'll call this one object sender string new access token. And we can subscribe to this here. So Twitch auth provider dot access token changed plus equals change access token. This dot change. What? This is the static constructors way. Okay. All right. So I can do this without I don't think I have any hard-coded credentials, mainly because this is the same code that is used in like other bots. So like I can't actually. Do any of them have Twitch integrations? I think only one does. These all redundant. All right. Now what we have to do, go to the platform and remove these change access tokens. Um, okay. So my thinking is now we have a system wherever we call, whenever the actual token changes, which is only um this is automatic too now. The refresh auth will refresh our token. What I want to do now is on try connect. Hey Mike, what's up? Why is that not working? This is private. It should be internal. Um Would not validate the token. Okay. So what I want to do now is take some variant of this, which event sub doesn't actually do anything when it connects. Um, I mean, I think it does because this is what actually outputs the events and stuff, but it's not authenticated. Um, Now this is where things get crazy. All right. The hope is that with this, if the access token isn't valid, then this will not start Helix. Twitch platform needs to on its connection call Twitch auth provider dot refresh. And I'll do that. We'll do initialize. Is this done on a static vector? No. What calls initialize? That's probably half of the issue is that it wasn't ever initializing the connection. It maybe works, but this is probably just better. Anyway, so this will refresh the authentication, which will complain if it's not already authenticated. I'm gonna change this to be a critical and not an error. This will refresh the token. So we also need to call this if we get a 401 on anything. We're supposed to reactively reauthenticate, which is problematic because it means all of the Twitch code is going to need to be it's going to need to be built in a way that it will automatically retry it, which means a lot of go-to. Let's see. Um, okay. So it says any third-party app that calls the Twitch APIs and maintains an OAuth session must call the validate endpoint to verify that the access token is still valid. This includes web apps, mobile apps, desktop apps, extensions, and chatbots. Your app must validate the OAuth token when it starts and on an hourly basis thereafter. Warning, Twitch periodically conducts audits to discover applications that are not validating access tokens hourly as required. If your app shows up in an audit, Twitch will reach out to you to resolve the issue. If the issue is not resolved, Twitch reserves the right to take punitive action, such as revoking the developer's API key or throttling the application's performance. Oh, Twitch, I love you. To be fair, it's so that your app is good with authentication, which my app is not. So the way that we're gonna solve that is with a thread. Private static thread make Twitch happy again. Thread or make Twitch happy again equals new thread. Private static void thread work. Validate token. Or this is while true. Validate token. We want to store this results. Bool b equals validate token dot get awaiter dot get results. If not b, that is the token is invalid. We want to call refresh auth. Thread dot sleep for 45 times 60 times 1000. So we'll do Twitch 1 better, and we'll validate our token once every 45 minutes. You know what? Fuck it. Every 30 minutes. All right. We're going to make this build this. I probably shouldn't show the build props because I'm pretty sure it has my okay, for a second, the Visual Studio Code was going to show. Yeah, I need to make sure not to show this. It has my NuGet API key. Although I've probably shown it before, so that's awkward. Although it's an internal service, so you can't like push to it anyway. I have to build this now, which is going to take a while because there are 37 applications. And they all have to be built with the same version number or else nothing works. Then we have to rebuild Coalescence. Want to know what the best part is? We won't know if it works until like 4 hours have passed and a bot has shown up in the channel. It's not possible to figure out any of it before exactly all of that happens. So, that's gonna be a fun thing we have to deal with. I also don't know that the Coalescence in my taskbar is the same Coalescence. It's release net 9 Windows. Yes, so it is the same one. I don't know why I just ran it in debug mode. So now I need to authenticate with Twitch. So let's do that. And then restart it. But before I do that, really quickly, I want to read the log, see what it says. Failed to get user ID. That doesn't surprise me. If I restart it, everything worked. Something weird is happening here. So the configuration is being read before anything actually like registers configuration handlers. Which is causing it to dump relatively sensitive identification information, such as your access token directly to the log, unencrypted. Ah, well, at least that's working. Wait, where's the animation? There's supposed to be an animation that plays when somebody gets banned. What? Where's my funny Amogus? What? By Amogus. Okay. I don't know. Well, that's not working either. I may not actually be able to get Ben's information because I don't think I have that scope. I haven't been diligent about like figuring out. I may have a bad token. Anyway, we hope to find that we will have a persistent connection to Twitch for the duration of today's stream. If we do not, we'll find out later, I suppose. We may need to sacrifice the alt because if another bot doesn't come in after the 2-hour mark, there's no good way to do science. Does it say I've been streaming for 2 hours? That's not right. I haven't been streaming for 2 hours. Been streaming for 1 hour. Anyway, so the Twitch token problem is probably, maybe, if we're very lucky, fixed. And on the assumption, without any of the proof that it is fixed, I'm going to rebuild Aura. So clean binaries, clean up, build Linux. I've just realized I have no way to tell if it used the right version of the binary. I didn't think about that. Bin. Platforms, Twitch. What version is this file? 2026-251. So this is the correct one. Okay. Now with the blind hope that this works, without any of the proof, we're going to upload this to the server and just straight up fucking run it. You know what they say? Fuck it, we ball. Okay. So we will push these to the server. We will open little tabby. We will user local sbin the aura, check that it is an executable thing. System control restart aura 2. Actually, I could just do it through the thing. Sorry, why is the standard out log 119 megabytes? Well then. The log is not very readable on Linux. Anyway, let's restart this with the bot. A clean restart, if you will. So, /restart. Okay. Cool. Wait, what? That shouldn't have worked. Chat, what? I started Aura and it says that it's authenticated, but it shouldn't be. Because the authentication data is like over a month out of date. We're gonna try something here. If I clip, Aura should, in the next 5 or so minutes, put a message in the Twitch notification or the Twitch clips chat, hopefully, if we're very lucky. Saying that a new clip was taken. If we're lucky. I think that check runs every 5 minutes. I could be wrong. Does kind of remain to be seen. They're gonna do the thing. All right. Well, I guess all we can do now is wait. So let's go do something else in the meantime. Really quickly, I do want to see when this clip notifier runs. The interval is 300,000, so every 5 minutes it'll run. It'll get a clip and then wait 30 seconds between each clip so that it doesn't post too many. All right. So that is all we needed for the VS scene. I do have a bunch of like things I need to do. Let's see, what's on the to-do list? What's something we can do today? Finish uploading clips in 2025. You'd think I would have done that by now, huh? Need more like short-term goals. I have like my short-term goals are make new redeem sounds. Actually, I guess there's a bunch of things from Coalescence we can do. We could have a development stream. It's been a couple months since my last development stream. Hmm. Can I even do this? Add node ordering and coloration editing. I haven't done coloration editing, but the ordering is technically done. You just have to edit the file. Improve reliability of Twitch events. We can say that's done. Okay. And now I need to make a quick check. So in the Twitch subsystem for Coalescence, I have the ability to retroactively ban people by term. So like if a bunch of people come in and start spamming like 6-7, right? I can automatically ban them for having the balls to come in here and say 6-7. Come on. The thing is, I think it might be the case that the command that handles that might ban you multiple times if you send multiple messages. Which is not great. we even have a way to unban somebody? Hold on. Which helix connector .tapi.helix.moderation.unban. We actually don't have a way to unban somebody using the bot. Maybe we just go back to the programming view. We're back on our programming grind. But we have a way to ban somebody. We don't have a way to unban somebody. We have a way to we have a way to request a stream marker, but we don't have a way to ban somebody. Out of curiosity, do these stream markers work? I haven't been checking. I know that there are definitely sorry, some of these VODs have way more viewership than I thought they would. This VOD has 70 views. This VOD has 127 views. Okay, well that's the 12-hour one, so that makes sense. But some of these VODs have a lot more viewership than I thought. Even my Just Hanging Out stream, which only a couple people popped into, has 10 views. Who's watching my VODs? Either way. What is the... I've stored a couple replays lately, but I don't know when. So let's go take a cursory glance into the Call Me John FNAF folder. February 2nd, I made 4. Okay. That's the emote vote. There are no such stream markers on Twitch. So more likely than not, I don't actually have the... Huh? Oh. So... Interesting. While it doesn't work to create a stream marker, it does create a marker in the video editor because it also creates a clip. So when I press F9, a lot of things happen. OBS is commanded to save the last 4 minutes of video to a special file in a special folder, which is a replay of the last 4 minutes. Twitch is commanded to create a clip of the last 30 seconds. And Twitch is also instructed to make a stream marker. The stream marker doesn't work, but thing is, since the clip was created, it still creates a marker in the video because clips are shown in the highlighter. So it does work. It's a task failed successfully type deal. Anyway, we should probably make a way to unban people because that's like not a thing. Mhm. Right. So we don't actually have a way to tell if it succeeded or not. It just happens. Wild. um, okay. So we can get exceptions. So I guess we'll just do this. All right. We're gonna ignore that all of these should be else ifs. Honestly, this should probably be a switch, but I just didn't feel like making a switch. That's right. You can't make me. Also, these don't even really need to be else ifs because they're guaranteed not to um they're guaranteed not to have more than one be correct. But I'll do it anyway. And somebody will be like, you should make it a switch statement. But like, look at this. Ugly. It's actually not that bad. But like this is indented eight spaces, which is weird. I don't know why it does that. It outdents it again, which is like I don't know why. It bothers me. This is actually one of the reasons I don't use switch statements. Their indentation is very strange. The Twitch clip collector thing isn't working. Um, the blue sky posts are failing. Hmm. Interestingly enough, it looks like the Twitch clips one is like actually working. It's just not getting any new data. I think there's something wrong with my like navigation of the list. Something about it isn't quite right. Although I'm not quite sure what it is. Oh well. I should probably um use like a using namespace. I wonder if I should check validate token more often. I mean, I guess I could do like reconnection logic because the problem is like event sub will eventually disconnect. Um, and to be fair, I'm not reading the entire documentation about all of the authentication, mainly because I'm too lazy to. But I mean, like maybe I should. Like event sub disconnects, and I don't know why. That's another thing that I haven't been doing. So Twitch does apparently sometimes send events twice. I was aware of this in a way because sometimes it'll give me two of the same thing. Apparently, it does that if it's unsure that you received it. They'll send it twice. But the problem is, I receive both copies of it most of the time. So, um, they do have like idempotency tokens, specifically the message ID field. Um, so that's something we need to worry about. I'm not sure if I should do the same thing where we resend events. Because a lot of how like Radzapon's design is for the event system is based a lot on how like the Twitch API works. Um, and we were gonna have a REST API, but I think I might get rid of the REST API. Um, because it really is like a real time only app. So like stateless or like non real time communication protocols don't make a lot of sense. They add a lot of complexity. Um, so we're just gonna do it this way. Little WebSockets and woes. Anyway, I can now unban people. That's another thing. Um, I've just realized that if I do release Coalescence, and I do intend on releasing Coalescence at some point, um, the API between of like messages going to be another public API, won't it? I was not considering that. Uh, that's wild. Sorry, my nose is going kind of crazy. Yeah, this probably should be read only. Okay. Um, so that solves a lot of my issues with Coalescence here. Um, So it says reduce frequency of filter activations. Is a bug in ads UI. Eh. We go to OBS under the logs. Oh yeah, OBS is kind of going crazy. Wait, that's January 1st. Oh yeah, no, it's still going crazy. Wait, that's December 31st. Hold on. I want to see a log from the last few streams. So, yeah. No. Yeah, there's a lot of log spam here. For reference, ads UI sets the filter status twice a second, every second, and each one of those requests also checks to see that the OBS socket is still connected. So every second, 8 log lines are written, and it uses a lot of data. The OBS log folder is 465 megabytes over the last 3 or so months. And they are nearly all the same, like 8 lines of text. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to add a limitation to the OBS subsystem for logging. So there's a line that says ignoring. Huh? Wait, what? Ignoring. Yeah, here we go. So this is above it, actually. Then I should probably figure out where it's calling this. So it's in ads UI. In the ads UI controller, probably. Ads UI OBS connector. Okay. So this will stop it from reconnecting. Set filter enabled. Going to be in the OBS subsystem. Okay. See, the other problem is that obsocket.net, if you do something that doesn't work, it disconnects the socket. Which isn't great. Okay. Okay. So that will stop a lot of the log spam for ads UI. Even for this specific um instance of the log, up to 538 kilobytes of just setting log lines. Nope, it's up to 696. It's writing about a kilobyte a second. I mean, I could also just make the frequency of commands lower, but when I could actually, um, we should probably do that. Ads UI Twitch or Ads UI OBS connector rather. Um, where is it? Ads UI controller. So this is the update. Every check interval, it will ask Twitch for when the next ads are. Hmm? So another thing we can do is keep track of the last script we fired. Um, which we can use to reduce the amount of scripts that we actually are firing. So string last script equals nothing. We want to make a var fire string script. Um, um, if last script equals script, then return, else last script equals script, await Twitch or ads UI connector or ads UI OBS connector dot fire script. Okay. Now that should prevent it from firing the same event over and over again. Which should cut down a lot on processing load of Coalescence, which is already quite low. but now it's not spamming OBS with a bunch of shit and making OBS angry. For shits and giggles, though, how much CPU is Coalescence using? Across the entire system, 0.5 only half the time. Doesn't mean we can't make it a little bit more optimized, though. After all, blasting OBS is going to make OBS very angry. Because OBS updates are very expensive. Even if the ads UI is being updated off screen most of the time. So that's done. Add customizability for ads UI show threshold and stay threshold. One day. What else? I don't think this is available to me at the moment. Oh, it is it on? Chat, we're going to reach into the abyss and see if this works. Holy shit, it still works. Kind of. So investigate speed problems with the roll animation. That is one of the things we need to do. So the problem is this animation. What? I have 10 dice. I have one. Hold on. Let me set up the scene really quickly here. Okay. Come to think of it, I could probably use this for the D&D stream. Probably not. It'd be easier to have it visible. Strangely enough, die 11 and 12 are not appearing as they should. Now it's right. So, what I notice is it's very slow. So, my guess is the roll animation is slow. Why am I looking freaky? Button did I press to do that? Oh, it's Z. But my guess is that it's freaky because now that it's moving to a different computer, the network is actually like slow. Um, Okay. Um. So yes, I think that the major cause of the slowdowns is the data is too large or otherwise limited by OBS WebSockets or obswebsockets.net. I should probably check to see if there are rate limits on OBS WebSockets because I'm not sure. Yeah, so it says that there are no explicit rate limits, but um, OBS will get a little scared if you send too much data. Which is not a surprise to me. If I try doing instead of 10 dice, I just do 1 die. It's still over. It's still really slow. What do you think the chances are that I crash the relay by running this? I want to be very clear. If the relay crashes, that's the end of the stream. That's how we live life on the edge like Larry. Why is it that the dice are slow? It doesn't do a lot. It just sends this update unless no, it just does a pending input, right? Sorry, hold on. Let me so much shit open. Okay, if I go here. Hmm. It could be that it's throwing exceptions. Um, it doesn't write it. That could explain why it's slow if it's trying to write a die that doesn't exist. What are the IDs? It goes from 1 to 12. So we have die 1 through die 12, text 1 through text 12. Those are what are being written. Die 1 through die 12. All of these are wrong. Let's see. I don't believe this use. So okay. Unfortunately, we will have to abandon our Twitch token test to fix this. So what I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to change to 2D Asteria. Okay, so the chat events are still being dispersed, which means at least a little bit of it still works. Will be Elida. Why not? So at least some of it works. Always slightly surprised to see things work. It's still pretty slow. Why is it so slow though? Do this. Let's kill the Coalescence version. Running here. Tube Studio is freaking out. What? Oh, it finished. Okay. So what I want to do now is go here. I want to set up 2D20. So Exceptions are being thrown, which is annoying. Hmm. Okay, well, that's not doing us any good. Um, for some reason, I can't actually interact with Stream Dice until VTube Studio connects. But it doesn't apparently have anything to do with that line. I mean, it's the set text, right? It has to be the set text. I mean, if I do hide this, if I completely disable this, hold on. Okay, I'm curious to see if this will fix it. I've disabled specifically the text. It's still very slow. The VTube Studio is still throwing a ton of exceptions. What the hell is going on with VTube Studio? The VTube Studio is throwing so many exceptions. All right, I've disconnected from VTube Studio. It's still throwing a lot of exceptions. I mean, I can disable this and this as well. Dude, VTube Studio is going crazy. I'm beginning to think though that this is unrelated to uh, it actually has nothing to do with OBS. For some reason, this roll function causes garbage collection. Um, is it because of play sound? But why would it be calling garbage collection every frame? That's because it's doing this manually, maybe? Hold on. Okay, so we found the problem. Try set offset and set equals. Causing it to be slow? Sometimes. Um, oh, well, there's your issue. Wait, no, this runs once. Um, huh? Is this running many times? Okay, I think I fixed it. So generally, whenever you're doing things with loops, you have to be careful. That was taking a surprisingly long amount of time. The other issue is we're seeing a lot of error response exceptions. I've come bearing a flower anyways. If I have one pair, you have two pairs. I'm in crippling debt. Calculate the equatorial circumference of the sun. Well, that makes two of us in crippling debt and two of us that do not know the circumference of the sun. I will say that the equator of the sun is probably irrelevant to the circumference. I think it probably has the same circumference everywhere. You do know it? I want it down to the singular meter, the circumference of the sun. Yeah. You now have a side quest. Right, I should probably stop checking if the item exists every single like update. That's probably not helping very much. Um this is another thing that I'm losing a lot of time on is it stops you from throwing exceptions, but um that's not doing great. All right, let's see if this works now. Okay, so now we're suffering the latency of errors and stuff. Yeah, that took a lot longer. On my screen, that was, or like on the app, that was done like a long time before. It's strange though, because huh? None of these are taking time. What? Like 4.37 billion meters? That is a lot of meters. I also like that you said you have it in miles and kilometers. To get meters from kilometers, all you do is multiply by 1,000. Speaking of, uh, speaking of metric units, I saw a funny thing on VGen today. Um, I saw this. I saw this portfolio piece. I should stress this is not my art. This is by Belisa Art. But um, I did notice a funny. I am going to show it. So this is their like character illustration service. Um, and one of the things I noticed is they made an unfortunate error with the height field. It says height is in kilograms. Um, so I immediately noticed that. I'm like, damn, they're so tall that they measure it in kilograms. But yeah, they're actually pretty good at like character illustration. That's Belisa Art on VGen. Um casually casually like how do I get this off my screen? Um uh-oh. Um I just tried to go to their page and it didn't work. So I don't know what's up with that. Um did I misspell it? Wait, what? I must have just misspelled it. Because this is their VGen. But yes. I just want to link them because I did not ask them for permission to show their art on stream. So this is my olive branch. Um, but yes, I just noticed it. And I thought it was kind of funny. And hey, it's free advertisement. So sorry, I'm just closing a bunch of apps. Huh? There haven't been any messages. It's, that's probably a problem, but we're just gonna leave it. If we don't look at the logs, what their contents cannot hurt us. But yes, how are you doing today? Also, welcome to the stream. I'm just doing some fixes on some of my apps. I have this app called Coalescence, which has a bunch of different like plugins and stuff that have visible effects on the stream. And there's been a couple issues with it that I've just let be issues for a long time. And I'm only just now going through to actually clean it up a little bit. Um, what was I literally just doing? I forgot. Oh yes, the investigate speed problems. I've improved it, but it's still not perfect. Um, it does take a long time for it to render all of the changes. I think that this is primarily a thing of it just takes OBS a long time to handle these. I would keep going and messing with it, but honestly, I'm a little bit afraid I'm gonna crash the relay, and I don't want to deal with that. So we're gonna call that specific bit done. So we have another thing in Stream Dice, which is remove direct references to the OBS WebSocket, which I believe is done actually. Um, it does still depend on OBS. Hmm. It was going to be the thing I need to do. I mean, I may not be able to do it because all of this like get seen item ID stuff is gonna be a problem. It's funny, I've got these headphones on, my ears are starting to ring because there's literally no audio coming through it. I should probably like here. I'll play some music. You won't be able to hear it, but I have the ability to listen to copyrighted music without it appearing in stream. If all goes well. Actually, just stare at my like VU meters and be like, this isn't going through, right? All right. We'll go through the turn on shuffle. All right. I've now got some Linkin Park to listen to. Um I don't play music on stream because of two reasons. One, if I'm playing music, you can't listen to your own music, which I consider annoying. Um and two, I don't have a license to stream very much music. I only have license for Azali's music. And or I have Azali and Farah's music. I've been given permission to stream. Um but I don't have enough music for it to not be annoying after like a couple months. And I don't have enough money to license more music. So we're just not gonna worry about it. So I'm not gonna worry about removing direct references. This next one is an OBS control surface, which is make event sub node redemptions based off of messages and not. It already is. I don't even think I directly reference Twitch. I don't, so it cannot be based off of the old system. This is done. Have I already started the change? Oh, I didn't have Coalescence open. Well. Have I started moving everything into JSON objects? Okay, so I'm going to make nodes have coloration information. Well, let's check something. If I right click a node, does anything work? It does. Okay. So was this okay. Let's go and node now has public string for color equals I actually don't know what the default back color is. I don't think it's that light, is it? It's light, but not that light. Um, the back color is just gray. So FF 808080. Okay. That's the node coloration data. So we need 2 color pickers. Why is this like not aligned right? Looking for label. How am I gonna make this? Here, we'll do this. We'll do labels. Make both of these links. Um, okay. This will be color dialog 1.color label preview dot for color. Okay. Be eh. Hex is color dialog 1.color dot 2a RGB with a X style. I don't know if X includes the does not include the hash. Okay. Okay. Mm, okay. I don't know if this will work or not. Okay. So that actually worked surprisingly well. All right, let's try this. Okay. So now we should be able to just use the values directly. Okay. How does this look? I mean, that's pretty good. It's so easy to like add things with JSON because you can just add more properties without having to worry about it. I see why so many different applications use it. There's a horizontal scroll bar. That's wild. What's my color request? Add nuller node coloration editing. Nuller. Okay. Hmm. All right, a couple more things I need to do. The model change system does not report that it can be um disabled. Okay. So now the connections actually do something here. Same with OBS, doesn't actually report that it can be disconnected. Usually means that, yeah, a disconnect doesn't actually do anything. We won't nullify it. Another one that can't really be disconnected is Twitch. Because I can't just uninitialize the Twitch system. Actually, I totally can. Anyway, but interrupt through an error when I tried to disconnect it. There's a not implemented exception. That's interesting. You actually can't disable the OBS system because it'll reconnect because it's set to automatically reattempt the connection anytime something breaks. Which is a funny error. Another thing I want to set up is so there are dependencies, obviously, um, among the systems of Coalescence. For example, the auto moderator can't work if I'm not connected to Twitch. Um, the thing is, um, disabling a system should also disable all of its dependent. So we need to enforce that somehow. The problem is that the disconnection isn't actually very public. Oh, here we go. So imagine if that just worked. How that works? Cool. Um, Apparently retrying this does not go very well. But we do have it set up in a way. I know you can't see it, but here. Here we go. This is Coalescence. All right, this is my app. And you can see I can disable some of these. So like if I disable Twitch, right? You can see we have a bunch of things that depend on it. So like the Twitch ads UI, Twitch bans, the auto moderator, Clipper depends on Twitch. If I disable this, oops. If I disable this, you can see it kills all of those. So now they can't run if a dependency is not available. I can't start them, etc. I also can't reconnect Twitch because for whatever reason it fails. So like I can turn off like OBS will disable a bunch of these, but OBS gets re-enabled. So dependencies are automatically disabled. We need to fix the VTube Studio. It takes like 15 full seconds to connect. I don't know why that happens. I don't even think I manage connection that much. The connection is one of those fake connections. It happens primarily in the constructor. Okay. Oh, did it appear fast enough you can see how quickly it starts? I might change it to be a little bit more concise. Because like the subsystem is already quite small. Like this isn't very large, even in screen space. This font size, I think, it's only 9 point. Yeah. I remember that. Is the layout of this determined by magic numbers or? Oh, the other thing that I need to do if I want to do this is I'm gonna have to add some sort of like better way. It literally just loads every assembly that starts with Coalescence, which is not ideal. There's a lot of bad security in that. Can I even check? The other thing is there's not like app domains anymore, so there's no way to unload an assembly. It's a flow layout panel, so it's completely like automatic. I'm pretty sure that this, yeah, it's an automatic sizing. Oh, that's right. The reason I did it is because the it's the minimum size that I can make the buttons to still have icons. Oh, it actually still does show the icon. Hmm. I mean, it is a little bit hard to see the symbols, but to be like the thing is that there could be a lot of these. I might also sort them by name. Um, hmm. Can change this to be public. Hmm? Oh, this is in place. Good enough. Doesn't need to be efficient because this will only happen once. I was gonna make it say what system it was waiting on, but that'll be kind of difficult. All right. I should put 6-7 in the bend words. um, problem of renaming this is that it's gonna change the folder it writes to. Huh? It didn't load. There it is. I just want to name it Twitch Auto Moderator so that if I disable Twitch, it's a little bit more obvious why Auto Moderator also gets blasted. I'll do the same for Twitch Battle and Twitch Model Change. Yeah, let's do that. So we start this, wait for it to initialize, close it. Battle apparently has no resources. I thought it had configuration, but who knows? I think the chat controller subsystem is a little bit old. Hmm. Yeah, that works now. Like just trying to clean up some of the stuff. The chat controller works now, which is good. Part of why I'm renaming a lot of these services is that if they are primarily dependent on one specific service, it's best that they have a name like that. I might even rename Stream Dice to OBS Dice. one of the things I'll have to do is rename all resource directories to match new system names. And then additionally, rename all namespaces to match new system names. Determine where we're putting sounds, other resources. Okay. Trivia can be renamed to OBS trivia. I kind of needed it not to crash. Hmm. Oh, I can see if the OBS logging changes have taken effect and made it smaller. Oh yeah. Ever since I applied them, it's been 2 kilobytes. So 468 megabytes makes how large of a zip file? 8. That's still higher than I expected, honestly. I'm just going to delete all of the logs for OBS. There's still 645 megabytes? Where are all of the that's another thing I need to fix. The main log? Okay, so the main log is just an echo of all of the logs simultaneously. Okay. Okay. I just went and I was like, why is there 4 GB here? It's because I copied 4 GB of video there. All right. My alarm to wake up. What the fuck? Okay, hold on. I have already answered this survey. Okay. Now that they will hopefully stop emailing me. So one of the things I might do, um, for the logging problem. So we have a problem with logging where it is using a ton of disk space. And it's because it's not like zipping the logs. So what I want to do here is before we create the log writer, we need to zip all of the other logs in the directory. Mm. Okay, so weirdly enough, OBS control surface is not actually marked as dependent on OBS. I mean, technically it is just control surface, but we're going to rename it to OBS control surface. There it is already named OBS control surface. Going to mark it as being dependent on OBS. Okay. Okay. I think we might call it. Well, an ad just played. Um, I might rationalize it by everybody who's currently watching as a subscriber of the channel. We rationalize here. Um, huh, my fan just started vibrating more. My fan's getting a little freaky. All right, but yes. Um, I think we will probably end it here. I know I've been streaming for short times, but I'm trying to get a lot of things like sorted out before I have to start doing DoorDash. So trying to get everything in order, at least as much as I can. Um, damn, I still need to do my web server setup. Uh, what a nightmare. But we will get there. Anyway, let us find somebody to raid. So many people. What is he doing? What the hell? It's been a while since I've even watched this guy stream, and he's doing a lot more than he was the last time I watched. Holy shit. The last time I watched him, he was doing like really simple like game development. Like minimum like minimum viable product game like projects. And now he's building his entire worlds in Blender. All right, we're going to raid Decimal Punct, who seems to be working on an environment for one of his games. So that's pretty interesting. So everybody, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. I do want to get back to doing gaming stuff, and we do have a collab on Saturday now at 8 or 9. I forgot. 9. Yes, Saturday at 9. We will be playing GTA with Sugar. So look forward to that. And then in a couple weeks after that, we have a D&D campaign that we're going to be doing. We're going to be resuming the tale of Michael Paperarms and co. That's going to be very exciting. But everybody, thank you for watching, and I will see you. Wait, raid message. You are never safe from the Asaria raid. Heavy popcorn. I wonder if the last time I popped in, I was Asaria dev. That would be pretty funny. Anyway, we're running out of time. Everybody, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.